Which precious metal is the best to stack in 2023? Well, it's important to be aware of the factors that affect supply, demand, and prices for each metal before you make a decision to buy. So in today's video, we're going to go over 4 of the most popular metals and the advantages of each. So make sure you stay tuned. YouTube, what's going on? Happy almost 4th of July. Welcome to another episode of the Silver and Gold Stack Attack. And as always, I'd like to take a second to thank you for being here today to check out the new video. You've got more than a ton of choices here on YouTube, so I definitely appreciate you being here. And you already know what the next line is. Best damn community on YouTube, without a doubt. Now today, I'm going to summarize some points from a recent investing news article that I found in regard to the 4 main precious metals that stackers buy, which are silver, gold, platinum, and palladium. Now, I'm not going to tell you which metal you should be buying. I don't do that here on this channel. Only you can decide what works for you personally and make an educated decision on metals based on your own due diligence and risk tolerance. You got to remember that. Now, each metal has good and bad points, so we're going to weed through them and see what their strengths are. And yeah, I know, just about everyone watching this video right now stacks silver, but we're going to include it anyway. Now, all that being said, let's go ahead and roll this thing. Well, let's go ahead and get this party started with silver since, well, 99.999999% of us listening right now own some. It's the most affordable precious metal. It's very easily found, and it's a great entry-level metal to stack. Now, quite a few analysts are going to say that silver price runs after gold does, and they base it on the observation that gold moves first in a bull market, while silver follows and typically outperforms it. Typically. Now, we all know that similar to gold, silver is also used as a store of wealth and in jewelry, but unlike gold, it's also subject to a pretty good amount of industrial demand. We can find silver in batteries, electronics, medical devices, and pretty heavily in the automotive industry. And with the country making a green transition, the demand for silver has increased for use in stuff like solar panels and electric vehicles for sure. And that's expected to boost demand for silver by 15% in the next 5 years. Now, throw in the fact that we're allegedly operating at a silver deficit right now, and you can see the potential for silver to increase in value. You also have to remember that most silver is mined as a byproduct of lead, zinc, and copper mines, with a small amount of dedicated silver mines out there. And as a result, the Silver Institute forecasts a deficit of 42.1 million ounces for silver in 2023. But on the flip side, silver's price reliance on the industrial sector can also be its biggest weakness, as we found out when COVID was in full steam. China shut down most of its industrial plants, as did most of the world, and you saw silver price drop pretty dramatically. Now, if we go in a full-blown recession and industrial demand goes down with it, that notorious silver volatility will once again show its face. So it's an easy fact. Silver is both affordable and it's volatile. We haven't seen $30 silver since 2013, and no one can really predict the next spike. I don't care who you are. So make sure you use caution when you listen to those silver's going to hit $50 to $100 soon videos. And don't pay too much mind to the fools who repeatedly tell us this is the year. Eventually, maybe, someday, they'll be right. I have no doubt that silver is going to go up. I just don't think it's going to happen now. Next up is gold, which is a key metal for jewelry and also is a store of wealth by investors around the world. Now, in general, gold price is affected most by global economic and political changes, and it gets increased attention from buyers in times of turmoil. We've seen it. It can be a far more effective hedge against these issues over fiat currency, for sure. And with many experts seeing a recession becoming a reality by Q3 of this year, along with some of the recent bank failures, they're saying these economic factors might just further strengthen the case for gold. Now, as for gold price in 2023, Don Durrett of goldstockdata.com gave us his thoughts in a recent interview, saying, quote, "In the short term, I think gold's going to go down somewhere between $1,800 and $1,850 per ounce, and that should be the final capitulation for selling. Once that's done, I think then as long as gold holds at $1,800, we should get to $2,300 this year. And if we stay above 1,800, say between now and the end of June, then I really think that gold will run fast, and silver will come running with it." End quote. I guess we'll see, huh, Don? All right, now we're up to platinum, which has been really getting a bit more attention lately. Some interesting notes. Platinum is 30 times more rare than gold, and it's so rare that only an average of 190 tons is mined annually, in comparison to gold, which has about 3,300 tons mined. But when it comes to value, plat just doesn't carry the oomph that gold does. Just doesn't. But it used to, because back in May of '08, platinum was sitting at $2,136 an ounce. Guess what gold was? $885 an ounce. That's a huge difference. Absolutely huge. But let's fast forward to September 2011. That's when gold finally overtook platinum in price, and it hasn't looked back since. That's mainly because gold is more attached to the financial side of economics, and platinum is still really an industrial metal, if we're breaking it down to basics, no matter how rare it is. And plat is best known for its use in the automotive industry, as in catalytic converters and whatnot. Now, platinum price tends to move because of worldwide economic and political instability. It is strongly influenced by supply and demand, there's no question. And that demand, along with strikes at large mines, have pushed current platinum supply into a deficit. So what's the outlook for platinum price in 2023? Well, let's take a look at it. Plat is a cheaper alternative to palladium in converters, and it's also the choice metal for the emerging hydrogen market, where they use it as a catalyst in key applications. Now, 2023, analysts predict platinum demand is expected to outpace supply, which will lead to higher prices for the metal later in the year and into 2024. The World Platinum Investment Council is expecting 24% year-on-year growth in total demand, while supply is only projected to increase by 13%. A little bit of a deficit there. And then you throw in the mine supply being impacted by power cuts in South Africa and Russia's war with Ukraine, because those two countries are the world's top platinum producing countries. So if you want to bank on those factors, you can stack some plat and see how it turns out. I personally don't stack it anymore, but I can see the potential in it. And who knows, I might throw a few bucks at it again in the near future. And lastly, we're up to palladium. And just like its sister metal platinum, palladium is an insanely rare metal when we compare it to gold. Now, personally, I don't own a single ounce of palladium, and I have no intention of buying any in the future. Palladium has a great spot price, but with a shift toward fully electric vehicles and the success of substituting palladium in key uses because of its high cost, there's a potential for a decline in 2023. And if we look at the charts, we've already seen that starting to happen. It's coming down. And you also have to remember that fully electric vehicles without catalytic converters don't need platinum or palladium, but hybrid vehicles do. Now, unfortunately for palladium, experts are expecting platinum to dominate that sector because it is cheaper, as we said, which in turn is going to reduce the need for the metal even further. So without giving advice here, we can see that platinum would be the better investment over palladium. I just can't get on board with the palladium train for any reason other than speculative acquisition and hoping for the best. You throw something up against the wall, see what sticks. But with the price of palladium being where it is, that pretty much makes the risk more than I personally want to take on. All right, there you have it. So other than silver, do you stack any of the other three most popular precious metals? What do you think the potential for platinum is, considering what I've shown you here? Be sure to sound off and let me know by leaving a comment down below, and let me know your thoughts. I love reading them, and I do try to respond to each one. That's going to wrap it up for this episode of the Silver and Gold Stack Attack. And if you made it this far, well, kudos to you. I'll definitely catch up with you in the next episode, but in the meantime, this nutcase has a legit question for you.
What do you want to do with your life?
Damn right. Get stacked. Stay safe and be well, everyone. I am out of here. Happy 4th. Peace.